Angel here. I am so excited about this video. Last night I got a text message from a dear friend of mine and it was just so profound. We were talking about entrepreneurship and he sent me this text message and I just thought it was so profound. I shared it on my Instagram, but I also wanted to bring it here to you guys on YouTube. And I'm also going to give you guys 3 questions to ask yourself at the end of this video if you are really ready to be an entrepreneur. So here's the question that he sent, not the question, the text message that he sent me last night. And it says, in my opinion, entrepreneurs are definitely needed. Without them, we would have no electricity, phones, hot water, basic necessities of life, and way beyond that. The successful ones have to have a burning passion for their dreams and their business model, and enjoy what they're doing 24/7, 365 days a year. Some people have dreams and never act on them. Then they're just dreams. An entrepreneur is a risk taker. They are betting on themselves. It is definitely gambling because the outcome is not etched in stone. And by definition, that is gambling. And let me tell you guys something. This guy knows a thing or two about gambling. I mean, he will bet on, he actually just recently bet somebody about what color tie Donald Trump was gonna have on. He will bet anything, anybody. It's so funny. But anyway, he said, but they are putting all their chips on the belief in themselves and their business model. This can be very scary because many entrepreneurs put every cent they have into their passion and their dreams. Their families may not understand that. But Mark Cuban told the girl, you guys know Mark Cuban, the billionaire from Shark Tank. He said, but Mark Cuban told the girl he was dating that for the next 5 years he would be all in with his business. Mark said the girl couldn't understand that, so he told her bye-bye. The point is hard work and a never say die attitude are a must to be successful. However, even with all that, there's absolutely no guarantee of success. However, it does put you in the best position for success. So for all the people hating and being jealous of successful entrepreneurs, they have no clue of the amount of risk and the endless hours that they are dedicated to their business and their passion to succeed. So I tip my hat to all those who live and breathe their business in all the hard work and risks that are involved. Congratulations to all the winners. Okay, so that was the text message that he sent to me last night. And I want you guys to re-listen to that again. When you're done watching this video, I want you to watch it. I want you to watch it again or listen to it again, because that is just so profound. What he said is, I mean, he just hit on everything. The drive that you have to have, the people that aren't going to understand, and the amount of time and money and effort that you're going to put into it, the people that aren't going to understand you, the success that may come, the success that may not come, and just the overall mindset that you ultimately have to be in order to become a successful entrepreneur. So the first question that I have to ask for you guys, for you to answer for yourself, number 1 is, are you willing to step out of the crowd? You know, millions of people go to work every single day and they're all employees, and half of those people, I would venture to say, have a burning desire to not build somebody else's dream but work for themselves. But they don't do it because they are afraid to step out of the crowd. They're afraid to go up against the grain. They're afraid to be the only one doing the thing that it is that they want to do in their sphere of influence. Are you willing to step out of the crowd? So that's question number 1. Answer that question for yourself and really think about it. Think about the last time you came up with an idea and what your friend said, what your mother said, what the cat and the dog said, and tell me if their opinions did not affect how you then proceeded with your actions. A lot of people will be stopped just for the mere comment that someone makes, let alone all that you have to go through in order to become a successful entrepreneur. The second question is, are you willing to work so much harder and so much longer than you are currently on your job now. Now, typically, someone works 35 to 40 hours per week, maybe 50, 60, whatever, and you're working for someone else. Well, when you punch out at the end of the day, when your time is done, you're done. However, when you become an entrepreneur, I don't have a clock or a little time machine where I clock in and clock out. It is on all the time, and you have to discipline yourself enough sometimes to take a break, to pull yourself. But when it is your passion, sometimes it can be so difficult to take those breaks and to just pause and sometimes do nothing for the day, for that day. But when you are passionate about what it is that you're doing, you have to be willing to put in, insane amount of hours in order to become successful. But the good part about that is that all that hard work that you put in, all the hours that you put in at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. while everybody else is sleeping and you're up working on your dreams, the good thing about that is that eventually it won't be so hard, depending on what kind of business you have or how you choose to leverage it, or if you decide to just be a solo entrepreneur. But eventually those hours, they're going to pay off and you won't have to work so hard. You will always be working, don't get me wrong, but you will come to a space in your business where you can leverage it and you won't have to work as hard as you did in the very beginning. So you got to ask yourself, some people complain about working 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week now. Becoming an entrepreneur, are you willing to double that? So that's question number 2. Question number 3 to ask yourself is this: are you willing to invest your money all the time? Now, this is a question I get a lot. I want to start my business. How can I do it on a shoestring budget, or how can I start it off low? And all of that is, well, I started my business with less than $500 when I opened up a brick and mortar store. Now, who goes into a brick and mortar store with only $500? I didn't even have money for inventory at the time. That is another video for another day. But most of you guys know my story about that. But I opened up a brick and mortar store with $500. And so that's not a lot of money to start a business. And this was in 2006 or 7, especially if you are an information marketer such as myself. I sell my expertise. I sell my knowledge and my wisdom. So that is a business that you can start with a telephone and an internet connection. That's it. But even just starting off with your telephone and starting off with an internet connection, eventually you're going to have to invest money. So many people don't want to put their money into their business because they think that, well, I don't really have a lot of money right now. That's why I'm trying to start a business. So I need to start it with the least amount of money that I possibly can, and that's well and fine. Just don't keep that mindset. You cannot keep that mindset if you want to have a successful business. You're going to constantly have to invest all the time. There's always new information. There's always new technology. Trends are coming and going. There's always something new that you're going to need to be abreast on being an entrepreneur. So you have to always be willing to put your money where your mouth is. And I know I said 3 questions, but I got one more question for you guys. And it's this. And this was a question that I struggled with. I had to answer this for myself because sometimes struggling, even though we don't like it, it can become familiar ground. And so even though we don't like being on the phone making those payment arrangements that I did for the longest time, hated it, but that was normal for me. That was a way of life for me. And so even though I didn't like it, in order to break that habit and to break that mindset, I had to do something different. So the 4th and final question I have for you is, are you willing to be successful? That's a real question. Some people are afraid of success. They don't know what it's going to be like on the other side. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you don't have any money, you don't have the money that you need to pay your monthly bills or to live the lifestyle that you truly desire. that can be stressful, that can be daunting, that can be like, oh my goodness, like it's a lot of work to be broke. It's a lot of work to always be calling your creditors and making payment arrangements. That's a lot of work. As well as being successful is a lot of work too. You have concerns, you have worries, you have things that you have deadlines you have to meet. It's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, regardless if you are broke, you're gonna be stressed and have a lot to do, or if you are financially free, it's gonna be a different stress. Let me say that. It's gonna be a totally different stress. And that was something scary for me because it wasn't something that I was used to. So that is a mindset that you have to be willing to break and to say, like, and come to terms with it, and the reality of the fact that you may be used to struggling. Nobody in your family possibly has ever been financially able to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. So all your life, all you saw was struggle, struggle, struggle. And your parents always told you didn't have enough money, or you couldn't do this, there wasn't enough money for that. And so as a consequence, now that you're an adult, you have taken on that same mindset, and it has become familiar and common ground for you. And I'm here to tell you as a testimony, it does not have to be that way. You can cross over to the other side, and you're gonna have some concerns, you're gonna have some stresses, and you're gonna have the pressure. You're gonna have pressure being successful, and you're gonna have pressure not being successful. So guys, like I said, rewatch this video, go to the beginning and listen to me read that text message over again. Just listen to it over and over and over again, and get it into your subconscious mind, and just put it on repeat. If you want to become an entrepreneur, it's out there for you. I mean, especially in 2016, I preach this all the time. I love what I do, and I want everybody that I come in contact to love what they do too. So guys, I hope you found this this video and this text message useful as I did. I was completely blown away. I was like, oh my goodness, I have to share this text message, Richard, with the world, please. So guys, I absolutely love you guys from the bottom to the top, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys are not connected with me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you guys in the next video.